Hey boys and girls, did you know that shapes are everywhere around us? Look around. The house, the truck, bicycles, windows, they're all made up of shapes. Today we're going to explore these shapes in a new way by learning to draw them using the Scratch programming language. Even though you've already learned the basics about shapes in earlier grades, today we're going to dive a little bit deeper. By creating shapes in Scratch, you'll develop reasoning skills. You'll recognize the foundations of geometry. This will prepare you for more advanced mathematical concepts as you get older. You'll learn fundamental coding concepts, which are the building blocks of more complex programs. Creating shapes in Scratch will give you hands-on practice with loops, which are essential in computer programming. Now let's start with some basics about shapes using a square. For starters, we know that a square has 4 sides. Now let's look at the corners of the square. Imagine drawing a circle around each corner. This circle has a full measurement of 360 degrees. In fact, any circle has a measurement of 360 degrees. That's why when you hear someone say, he did a full 360, it means he turned completely around. Now let's focus on the square again. Each corner of the square represents a 360-degree circle. What's important for us to remember is that circle and the full 360 degrees. This idea helps us draw shapes in Scratch. We can find the angle to turn at each corner by dividing 360 degrees by the number of sides in the shape. Now let's try this out in Scratch. We have Scratch opened up. What we're going to do is a little maintenance to get started. We're going to delete the cat sprite and we're going to add a pencil sprite to make this look a little bit more authentic. I always want this pencil to start in the center of the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Costumes, highlight the entire pencil, and move the tip of the pencil to where this cross is. Now we're ready to code. To get started, we're going to go to Events, and I'm going to use the When space key pressed. We're going to go to Motion. I'll grab the Move 10 steps, and I'll change that to 100 steps. And we'll turn 15 degrees. However, what we have to do to determine the turn angle is take 360 and divide that by the number of sides. There's 4 sides in the square. So if we divide that by 4, we should turn 90 degrees. So we'll change that 15 to 90. Now what we want to do is there's 4 sides, so we have to do this 4 times. Now I could repeat this 4 times, or I can make life easy on myself by going to Control and adding this repeat, and we'll change the repeat from 10 to 4. Now if I press the space key, my pencil moved, but nothing was drawn. That's okay because it's all right to make mistakes. We just need to figure out what we did wrong. There's nothing to draw. So what we need to do is we need to go all the way to the categories and look all the way down at the bottom in this purple area. That's extension. So if I click on that, there's an extension called Pen, and it says Draw with your sprite. So if I click on that, and what I'm going to do is I'll add this pen down right below. When space key pressed, now we should have a square. And there we have a square. There's a couple of things that I can do to kind of add some resets and make my pencil always start in the center. One thing I can do is go to Motion and grab the 5th block, which says go to X and Y, and change that to 0. This way it will always start in the center of the screen. So now if I press the space key, we have a square, but I have a line and that other square is still there. So what I can do to get rid of that extra line and the square is add an erase all at the beginning, but also add a pen up at the beginning. Before that pen down, we want this go to 0, 0 to be right above the erase all. Now if I press the space key, we have a square. Let's try a triangle. Well, a triangle has 3 sides, 360 divided by the number of sides, which is 3. So we'll change that turn to 120. Now if I press the space key, we have a triangle. Today we learned the basics of drawing simple shapes in Scratch using its basic blocks. We also discovered that programming languages offer additional tools like extensions to help us code more efficiently. For example, we use the drawing extension in our project. To make your code more efficient, you can use maybe variables to set the number of sides, or inside of operators, the division operator can help you automatically calculate the turn angle. While our examples were simple, the possibilities are endless. Here's a truck. And here's a house, created using shapes, showing what you can achieve with problem solving and persistence. Keep experimenting and creating.